Okay, I'm going to show you how to roll a coil, which is fairly easy. All you need to do is start with a chunk of clay. I kind of pre-formed it in my hands to get it ready. And what you're going to do is use both of your hands and try to apply an even pressure as you do this. And as I'm doing it, you can see my fingers are starting to expand at like every time I roll. And by doing that, it helps the clay move out. Now the goal with this is to keep it an even thickness throughout the whole coil, which can be a little bit tricky as it starts to get longer and longer. Now depending on what you're making, if you don't need a huge coil, I would cut it as you go. Like this one is starting to get really long, so I'm going to cut it in half. Now I've got 2 coils. And if I need to make them thinner, I would continue to roll them out. Now let's say I'm like, okay, yeah, this is about the diameter I want them, but they're a little lumpy. There's some imperfections in them. Now what I can do is go in with a wet sponge and kind of clean them up. Okay, so I've got my wet sponge. It's not soaking wet. It's just got some water in it, and I squeezed out the excess. And now I'm just going to use this to really start smoothing it out, getting rid of any imperfections, getting them how I want them. Sometimes when the clay is really soft, it's almost too moldable, and it's going to be pushed on too much and change its form too much when you try to shape it and form it. So you might find that you need to wait until the next day when it's a little bit drier. But that should help help with any imperfections. And you can always continue to roll it out if you're finding that it's not working out. If it's getting stuck to the table, remember the boards work as well with that extra moisture. They will absorb that. So if you're finding that the table's not working, just grab a board and roll it on there as well. Again, the only issue with the boards is they are a limited size. So if you're trying to make a larger coil, you're going to get a little bit of a challenge trying to fit it on there. And then the nice thing about coils as well is they can be built up. So let's say I wanted to make a cylinder type shape. I can start to curve my coil up and build it up to create walls. I would want to roll this one out a little thinner to match the size of the one that I just did, but so I could continue to build them up that way. And then of course I would want to slip and score these together. So I would want to slip and score here, slip and score here to attach any of this stuff. Same thing with in between all of these. But then I could either keep this texture, or if I wanted to, I could smooth them out with a sponge, or I could use slip in some of these cracks to help smooth it out. But coils can be used in different ways. They can be used in the form by itself, or they can be used to be built up to create something else.